welcome to the Rent Boys podcast with me, Alex Camp, and over here is Dom Hatton Woods.
Hey.
And all the way over there is Ethan Smith.
You all right?
With his new haircut, absolutely hating it.
And it's not, there was stuff there before.
If you got any feedback on Ethan's haircut, please give us a shout. I'm fine. I'm absolutely delighted. I got a tax rebate today. Got my car cleaned.
Much?
It's shining. None of your business, frankly, how much it
But
is.
it's their business.
None of your business.
Oh.
But let's just say it's significant. It's a week-changing / month-changing amount.
I could do it.
Not life-changing.
A week change.
It's a week changer.
50 quid.
I'm going to feel good about it for 6 days.
Nice.
And then on the 7th day, I will rest. And then
How would
I
you
will
get
forget.
a tax rebate? Because you don't... Oh, because you claim tax.
Because I did my self-assessment tax return, mate.
How's your taxes going?
Let's not talk about it.
Let's
You haven't
not.
got a rebate, have you? Got the opposite.
Let's not.
Nope, no.
The rebate.
Anyway, so I've got something I want to say. Well, it's not a big thing. But so yesterday, so Ethan's trying all this experimental comedy at the minute, as we know.
Just
And he
breaking barriers.
He gets in from his...
Changing worlds.
That's it.
He gets in from the gig yesterday, right? He's sitting down in the living room. I say, how'd you get on? He goes, yeah, it went really well. So that's good, mate. That's really good. He and then
Crumbs everywhere.
And then he goes it didn't say anything. He goes, I did 3 minutes. And I went, well, how long were you meant to do? He goes, 5. Why'd you do 3 minutes? He said, well, because they lighted me at 3. And I said, what? And you're saying that went well? They lighted you to get off 2 minutes early. Yeah, that was a good day at the office. Yeah.
Well, I wrapped it up
I
quick.
was doing so well there. It said, can you fuck off now, please? That did not go well.
Sometimes it's the 3 of the best minutes of groundbreaking
and also
comedy.
His uncle was there, our biggest fan. Good on you, man,
Chris.
And Chris filmed it, put it on Facebook, and Ethan's first reaction to this smash of a gig was, Can you take that down, please?
You know why? Because he's in the lab.
Yeah, exactly.
He's working out.
Cooking up.
This is a new style nobody's done before.
Got some soup going on,
You've got to
mate.
save that material for the Apollo this year.
That's it. You know, I don't want people to get a jump on it.
They won't
on
be
the-
ready for it.
The thing is, if you did the Apollo, you couldn't come on from backstage because you couldn't wave at everyone.
No, I'd
so you'd
come
have to
on
walk from
through the
back.
crowd. I would. I would.
They'd have to change the camera arrangement just for
45
you.
minutes of me just being like, yeah.
Imagine
not
Dom
45.
sitting at home watching Ethan on live at the
Oh,
Apollo.
he'd be red-faced.
Oh my goodness.
He'd be calling his dad. Dad!
Why didn't
On
you
this
pay for
sofa
me
in
to
the
get on
dark.
it?
Under a blanket watching it
Wouldn't you though?
with his sausage rolls.
Would you not be upset if Ethan got on live
I'd
at the Apollo?
be furious.
Yeah. Good.
No, I don't want to go on live at the Apollo.
Yes, you do.
I mean, I'm not going to say no, but it's not like they're coming. I was watching live at the Apollo clips yesterday.
Was you?
Yeah, Kevin Bridges.
He's really good,
right,
isn't he?
yeah.
He's the kind of comic who I'm like, every random person that you work with who has never been to a comedy show before is like, you know who's good? That Kevin Bridges, you know, the Scottish guy. You know, can't understand him, but he's so funny, that one. And I'm like, yeah, fucking Kevin Bridges. To be fair, absolutely slaughtered his live at the Apollo in like
amazing.
2008
Well done, mate.
or something.
Yeah, he's amazing.
Yeah.
Charlie Ashton was doing the stand when he lived in Scotland, and he just turned up apparently just to do new stuff. Well, that's fucking cool.
Right, I'm here to do some comedy, mate. Get off the stage, you little bastard. I'm going to do some comedy.
You look vaguely Scottish.
My
You could have
granddad's
some
Scottish.
Scottish blood in you.
I've got plenty of Scottish blood.
I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing, but it's definitely there.
It is what it is.
I think you look a third Scottish and a third like a cunt.
And what's the other third?
Yeah, there's 3/3.
I don't know.
No, I was
Something
leaving,
else.
I was leaving some to the imagination.
Leaving something to the mystery of God.
Yeah.
It's the third.
Well, you're like a third Alex Camp as well. Which
No,
is also
Alex
a cunt, to
Camp
be
is
fair.
the cunty part.
Yeah, exactly.
So here we are. We're here. It's the 17th of January. My dad's birthday.
All right.
Yeah,
Big up.
absolutely.
Happy birthday, Paps.
Happy
Big up
birthday to Adrian.
Papa Camp.
75
Adrian, that's
years
the
old.
gayest name.
Well, it's not a gay name.
There was a guy at my school. His dad was called Adrian, and we were like, "Mate, your dad is gay." Because he
What did he
used
do?
to. He wore a. All he did was he wore a fanny bag, you know, like the little.
What?
Do you know what I mean?
Where he wore a bum bag.
Yeah, on his
Yeah.
waist though,
On his
and
waist.
this was like 10 years ago. They weren't in fashion then. They're in fashion now, aren't they?
I think if you're wearing a bum bag, it's a great excuse to cut a hole in the back of it. That's
What do you think gay people do?
Well, no, we just-
with their lives. They think they're sitting at home going, "Oh my god, how can I fuck myself day to day? What household object can I use to accidentally to secretly
to accidentally
fuck when I'm like picking the kids up from school?"
So yeah, he wore that, and we just called him gay. Tell you what, quick early story time before we get into proper story time. The worst
don't
thing,
get to.
I think no, come on. I think the worst thing, please.
You don't get to.
Come on, please.
If you say two, I'm not clipping it.
All right, well, let's see.
I think the most autistic thing I've ever done as a human being, and this wasn't intentional, was there was a girl in my school. I was probably like year 9, so like what, 12, 13, and she was always crying, right? She'd put her head in a locker and cry in break time.
Bad already.
And it is quite bad. And we're in drama once, we're playing this little improv game, we're all clapping, and then I see these little red marks on her wrist, and I'm like, have you been... And as a joke, I thought I'd break the ice, because everyone noticed it. I was like, have you been drawing on your wrist with crayon, or have you been cutting your wrist? And then she ran out the room crying, never returned back to school again.
Oh.
She never came back to school again.
I found out years later.
You ruined her education.
Years later, she'd been sent to a mental asylum.
Nice.
But that's not on me, is it? Like,
How
obviously,
old were you?
13?
But you said you're at primary school.
No,
You're
year
secondary school.
9.
Year 9, and you said that.
Well,
Yeah.
That's
obviously-
low even for you.
Yeah, but I didn't know. I was trying to make a joke. I wasn't even trying to be a dick.
What do you like? You just don't.
I didn't think.
But you don't. No, but you didn't. You don't know anything.
Mm-mm. I don't now, let alone 11 years ago.
well,
They shouldn't let you out.
that was a lovely bit of
But I got in
levity.
no trouble. I don't know. Well, I guess they had, but they
To all those who've turned off, take care.
Because my good friend Morgan was friends of her, and she told me that. And Morgan's now dead, so it's very sad. Went to her funeral last
Jesus
year.
Christ! What are you doing? What are you trying to do to this? But we haven't even started yet.
Just trying to tank the
Why have you
experience.
told this story?
Well, you can edit it out if you want, can't you? I thought it was heartwarming for the family.
I'm going to edit everything else out, and I'm just going to publish this
There's a clip.
as a clip
It's going viral.
from your TikTok because I've got the logins.
But I
Because it
saw
was me
her
who
at
hacked it.
Morgan's funeral. We had a very nice chat, so she's clearly gotten over it, which is nice.
All right,
Oh, so she is still about.
She's okay now, yeah, but she was in a mental asylum for quite some
Well,
time.
Okay.
I'm glad it had a happy ending.
Yeah, it did. We had a
At that
chat.
funeral.
She's got a boyfriend. She's got a boyfriend, bought a house, doing way better than I am in life, traditionally.
Yeah.
So good on her, I suppose.
Maybe we'll put you in a mental asylum, see if it...
I don't think they'd take me.
No, they probably wouldn't.
I don't think they call them asylums anymore.
No, but I'm trying to bring it back.
Like a Victorian one. You should have like a Victorian one that you can send people like Dom to. That's really scary.
I think that's called
And
boarding school.
they beat them up and stuff and lobotomize them still.
Feed you wet porridge.
I think that's called boarding school. I like that. Good line.
Do you think that was good?
Yeah.
Cheers,
nice.
We can't gloss
Didn't make me
over
laugh per se, but I liked it.
I'll write that down.
it. Right, should we add some levity to the
Yeah,
situation?
if you laugh, but that could have been a
Let's go to Deli Developments.
Didn't do. I'm doing my own theme tune now, I reckon. It's been nice to have a theme tune, but...
Did you even listen to the theme tunes?
No, I didn't even listen to it. It looked like a PowerPoint presentation.
I will play you the theme tunes if you want.
All right, I want to listen, yeah. So today in Deli Developments, we've had some issues. Everyone's been taking holidays from last year off, so we've been left short-staffed.
Okay.
And on Sundays,
Obviously, you'd never take a day off.
I'd never take a day off.
Yeah.
I'm working class. We don't
This
do
guy
that.
doesn't stop.
We just... I didn't...
What are you whispering to me? I've got earphones in. I can't hear you.
So anyway, we've been understaffed. We had a Saturday, and on Saturdays, middle class,
It pops.
middle aged.
Hey, now, come on now. Leave me alone, okay?
These people,
That's not fair.
they want the cured meats, right? And they want them in a hurry.
You're not
okay?
middle-aged, mate. You're elderly.
They're willing to... Shut the fuck up. These people want the meats in a hurry. They're willing to wait outside the door.
Yeah.
So it was a stressful day, stressful for everybody. And I got into a bit of a to-do with one of my co-workers.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I heard about
Colleagues
this.
Yeah, so basically...
from Ethan, or
Yeah, he told me about it.
she's an older lady. She's not old. but she's old enough to be annoying. And then so she says to me, she goes, "Can you lift up the handle on the slicing machine when you're done with it? Leave it like that, because I've had injections on my arm."
Of what? That's the question.
And I said to her, "Well," I said, "use the other arm." Yeah, I thought it was good constructive criticism. I thought, I'm in a rush. We got a line out the door here, love. I ain't got time
Use the other arm.
to be pulling up the thing for you. You got 2 arms, right? You grew up in a time of famine, probably.
What a famine!
Yeah,
this
just
year.
I don't know. I bet there was one though, recent. And anyway, she got really upset about that. She didn't talk to me for the rest of the day. And at the end of the day, I went to apologise. She was really upset. She'd gone, "I've got my injections," and I was like, "Oh, piss off."
Do you know what I found?
Wait.
Do you know what I found?
Hold on. So you came up and you're like, "Listen, I just want to say sorry." She's like, "Yeah, my arm does hurt." Well, piss off! I don't care. You had one chance.
Well,
That's it.
I thought she'd be like, "Yeah, no, I'm sorry. It's been a long day."
You wanted her to apologise to
I
you.
thought we were all gonna be, all take responsibility for the day we've had, come together as a team, right? She was upset. She's crying anyway. Manager comes over. "What's going on here?" Right? She's crying. I'm telling her to piss off. Then she goes, "Well, Ethan said I should use my other arm," and the manager was like, "Well, he has a point."
Whoa! I did not expect that.
Can I
You could
just
use
say,
that other arm.
Do you know what I found helps in situations like these?
Go on.
Just slap the person.
Just slap
Sorts
him
it out.
in front of the customer. Fuck off.
You slap them and then point out any mysterious scars they
Yeah.
might have.
Yeah.
You know.
What's that on you?
I'm not surprised you got disability. Your arm's all scratched up. You're probably injecting heroin.
That's what I thought. I thought, well, because you had these scars you had these injections last year. Why are they still causing you an issue? I thought I knew the vaccine was,
Yeah.
Gave me autism.
a scam. Yeah.
Gave you autism.
You probably you probably contaminated the vaccine pool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It was based on your blood.
A used needle.
We're gonna make everyone like this guy.
You're patient zero. But something good come out of it because it turns out the manager hates the bitch. She hates her.
Oh,
So she.
spicy language.
I've now gained an ally. So in the political,
You're not an oppressed community.
well, I'm just saying it's a bit of a political game. Is the Deli?
Yeah.
So you've got to play your angles.
I can see that because there's a lot of people all moving, milling about behind that counter. Some of them baking, making coffees, picking up pastries, slicing up meats,
Yep.
whatever it is. Everyone's bouncing between each other. Somebody's got to be the top dog.
Exactly. There's a
And
hierarchy.
There's a hierarchy, and you've come in,
Yep.
and you clearly got a knack for it.
Yep.
Everybody says so.
Laura
natural,
said so.
A natural, they
You
say.
belong there.
A natural deli boy.
The natural deli boy.
I've been trying to grow out my arm hairs.
Does that make you a good deli boy if you've
Because
got?
when you're slicing the machine, people look at your arm hairs.
And they're like, "Oh, he's come from good deli
They
stock."
go,
that one."
"Oh, he's got it." And then if you're lucky,
Got it.
one might, an arm hair might find its way onto your meat.
And it's like a Polish, Eastern European kind
It
of
is.
deli, and you're dressing like a Slav now, which is pretty good.
I got the haircut.
You look like
You
you.
have got that. That's what that haircut is. It's the weird kind of attempt at a Caesar cut by some Bulgarian electrician who's
You
unemployed
look
for
like you
mysterious
should. You look like
reasons.
you should drive a truck and take a pallet out of it.
Yeah, just pallets.
Yeah.
The pallets are empty.
No products, just
It's
pallets.
mad pallets.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. So it's everything. If anything, I'm up. We're doing well at the deli.
All right. Positive deli developments. We love it. Let's move on to a very special edition of Gripe of the Week.
Gripe of the week, gripe of the week, and the pipe of the week. It's the strike of the week, yeah. Gripe of the week, gripe of the week. Have a little bit of the gripe of the week now.
Did it again, didn't I? With the
I think you'll really like the gripe. I think you'll really like the Gripe of the Week theme tune. I think when you take the time to listen to the theme tunes that
In
I
fairness, I've not listened to it.
spent ages making,
Yeah.
right, okay.
you will enjoy. We're going to play them
be
and
fair,
we're going
we
to
are-
feedback next episode.
I'm pretty snowed under over. Got a lot on, so I really got.
That's not true. Let's give it. Let's lead off with you then. You're getting a lot of airtime this episode.
Me?
Yeah, it's bothering me. Let's lead off with old Diminy Dim Dom.
Well, I mean, I'm going to bring up the topic of the mouse, I would say, because I'll tell you what
Tell us
happened is
about the
I found the mouse. I discovered Mickey.
Is that what you're calling him?
Yeah.
Could
It's
be a her.
never been done before.
It's not a
be a
new
mini.
continent. It's a mouse.
So what happened was, so it's when was it? Monday. It was Monday.
Yeah, it was Monday.
So I get home. Ethan's left the heating on. Fucking obviously. Fucking annoying, isn't it?
They did.
Anyway, I get in.
time.
Did
I go to bed. 12 o'clock. I'm all ready for bed. Fucking wrapped up. God, it's a bit hot, isn't it? Fucking. I bet Ethan's left the heating on. No, he can't left the heating on. He's stopped doing that now. He stopped leaving the heating on. But he's left the heating on, right? So I go downstairs. Cross the stairs.
Do we really need this much detail of how the heat's left on and you're going down the stairs and you're going left and right?
But
I mean, do I need to tell you how to tell a story? You're a stand-up comedian. You're doing all right.
I just want to.
We don't need this level of detail at the beginning.
Right.
Did I mention you left the heating on?
Yes, you did. You mentioned it many times.
So I left the heating on. And
You came downstairs.
So I
'cause you
come
left
down
the
the
heat
stairs,
on.
took about a 90-degree turn. 45-degree, 90-degree. It doesn't matter. So anyway,
They're very different, those two turns, by the way.
if I took a 90-degree turn, that would be...
90-degree
Yeah.
turn is the
Yeah, so
angle
it would be a
where you go
90-degree
left or
turn.
right.
Yeah,
A
yeah.
45-degree, you're still kind of going
That's
the same
not
direction.
changing direction at all. That's
Barely.
bearing left.
So anyway, listen.
You're going to hit a wall.
I don't know why you two are getting into so much detail
All right,
with
come
this.
on.
'Cause you're stand-up
If
comedians.
you came down the stairs,
You're
you've
doing
got to
all
take a
right,
180-degree turn to get into the kitchen.
That's a good point. Yeah, yeah, sharp. Anyway, so,
So you don't know degrees. That's another thing that we found that you don't know.
Well, I failed maths. I say this in my stand-up.
I failed maths.
£100,000.
So you're heading into the kitchen.
So I walk into the kitchen, right? All is well. And then there's this bit of paper middle of the kitchen floor, and I see this mouse fuck off under the sink, and I was like, shit. And I was like, fuck, I've never had this before. So I thought, because all my houses had maids, to get rid of, get rid of the
Running
mice.
around beating
Yeah.
up mice.
So I walked up. I was like, "Fuck Ethan!" Ethan's a man. He know how to deal with this. Walk upstairs to Ethan, thinking he's gonna pull out like a shotgun from under his bed and be like, "Let's nail this fucking man." And I go, Ethan, there's a mouse. There's a mouse. What are we gonna do? And he goes, "I couldn't give a shit, mate." And I went, "Oh, you don't care? There's a mouse." And I went, it's just climbing to the thing. He goes, "They've got to live their lives.
Yeah.
What are we gonna do?" He said, "Well, nothing." I'm right. And then I went to bed,
Well, I was
frightened.
high as fuck. I was high as
You were
I was
high
so
as fuck.
high. I was so high that if I went down to that mouse, I'd be asking it questions. I'd be like, "So what's?
Have you got a
Doing an
skeleton?
interview.
What are you up to? You all right?" That's what I'd say to it.
He's
yeah.
all right.
Yeah, right, mate. Now let's just have a chat. Yeah.
Right, calm down, because
I respect your boundaries.
we've all got to live here.
You're a little guy.
Do you want an edible?
That
Yeah.
could be
Have
funny.
you got any
Probably
munch?
kill it, wouldn't it?
No,
I reckon it would. An edible would kill a mouse.
it wouldn't have a whole one, probably.
I don't think you would know how to split it up. Well, this is
have a nip.
300
I think probably
milligrams.
just have a bite.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just have a little bite, get on when it's dead.
Depends on the edible.
So yeah, we've got a mouse, and I thought it was about 1 a.m. I messaged Alex, and I said, "I'm messaging you because Ethan doesn't give a shit." And I think as I was aware you were away, so I didn't want to put a lot of pressure on you.
But you did anyway.
But I did anyway. But I did. Thing is, I did say, "I know you're away, but I'm going to send it to you anyway because I'm scared." So I did acknowledge that I was doing that, and then you just said, "Don't worry about it." So I woke up and I thought, "I'm not going to worry about it." So I bought a mouse trap.
Well, I did say. Did I not say?
You said it's not a big deal,
clean the kitchen floor,
which I did.
Which you did. You you hoovered it.
Yeah, I woke up in the morning, hoovered it.
I said to him off it.
And then we cleaned the kitchen together.
Yes,
somewhat.
I had to still do work.
You mean he watched you
No, I did a
clean the
bit.
kitchen?
No, he did. To be fair, he got on his knees and he went in the cupboards and,
And I
he cleaned
sucked
them.
his... Okay.
That's good. That's good.
And to be fair, you walked in halfway through and went, "What are you guys doing? Clean the kitchen."
Yeah,
and
you
you went
did not
upstairs, so...
No, I was busy. I had stuff today.
No, you didn't.
What are you on about?
Oh, you went to
I had a
Creatures.
set. I
3
had
minutes.
If anything,
groundbreaking comedy turn.
he was talking about bringing in sausage rolls into the house, which is only going to make things worse.
Things worse,
I
yeah.
think,
We do leave
yeah.
a lot of shit on the floor. Like, you can see it there now. There's a lot of shit on the floor, and we're all responsible for that.
One of the flakiest. In fact, I blame this mouse squarely on the guy who brings crummy crumbs and crumb foods, flake foods,
Yeah.
breads,
You,
cakes,
mate.
and pastries into the house,
Right.
which
He's
mice
talking about
love.
you.
Listen,
Because you do bring a stupid amount of bread, and I appreciate it, and I use it when it's good for me. But it's a
But the mice
stupid
have
amount of
heard.
Yeah, they've heard.
They've probably come from the bloody Deli.
They've
I
heard
bet
Deli
they have.
They've heard Deli developments.
I bet they have. I bet they have. Yeah, no, I do think that there has been a correlation. You know, some people have called me the Pied Piper. But
He's whistling coming down the street. All these mice behind him, like, yeah, give it some, Ethan. He's like,
little Deli hats on, getting ready to work.
But do you know what I think? Do you know what I think what would fix this issue is if you didn't leave the heating on? Because then I wouldn't have come downstairs and I would have never known.
That is a good point. I'm in favour of the mice. This is the
Fuck
issue.
off, that's not happening.
Well, what you on about?
We're not having mice and welcoming them.
Well, this is do you know how much it is for a mouse?
You said this. It was 2 for a tenner.
2 for a tenner.
Yeah, but these aren't our mice. Why do we want?
We're
we don't have
making money.
We don't have a cage or anything.
You got to see this as an opportunity, really. Think about it now.
But
You've
the
got to
mouse-
go and buy 2 mouse.
But the mouse wasn't. The mouse wasn't very.
Two mouse.
You've got to go out.
You've got to buy 2 mouse.
You got to buy 2 mouse.
I don't know plural
But the
for
mouse,
mouse.
the mouse
'cause I
ran.
come
The mouse
from
ran away
different
from me.
country.
The mouse didn't want to talk. It ran away.
Well, yeah, I know, but
I was so far away.
you've
as
got to
well.
warm up to it. You've got to get to know them a bit better. The thing is, right,
You two are such idiots. It's crazy.
I think they're cute. That's a good
They're
first
not. They're
point.
disgusting.
What's disgusting about them? They've got little faces,
They're like-
mate. They've got little eyes and noses.
You've got a face, haven't you? That's
we had,
good, isn't it?
we had one in the slicing machine. There's a little hole in the slicing machine.
Are you sure you
I
wanna-
really don't think you
sure
should
you want to
tell
tell the
this.
world about this?
About the place you work at has a mouse in the slicing machine. I think that would take the food hygiene rating
Well, I
down
didn't
quite
do it,
significantly.
did I? I'm not. You know, don't have mice. I'm not legally obligated. I didn't sign an NDA.
Yeah, but it might fall. You know, it might.
An NDA.
You know what I mean?
This might get millions of views, and then it shuts down.
It's unlikely, isn't it?
A naughty
unlikely,
Deli
yeah.
arrangement. Look, I think the
You have
funny.
Gordon Ramsay going there, going.
I think this is a very funny situation, mostly because of Dom having absolutely no idea what to do with a mouse being around, and Ethan just resolutely really not wanting to care about it.
Doesn't give a shit.
Especially that, like, a stoned person often would be like, "Oh my god, like we've got to deal with this mouse," and like, "Oh, that's what you expect." Because Ethan was so stoned that he went beyond the paranoia and the caring and the wanting to do something to being like, "Yeah, man, all mice are equal. We're all really
lives to
mice
live."
when you think about it." And also the funniest thing is, when I got here, we were talking about it, and Dom pointed at the sink and went, he went under that hole there. He collapsed his pelvis. I was like,
No, but that's a bit
hold on.
from Phil
You've
Ellis. That's
learned
why I said
everything
that.
you know about mice
From
by
Phil Ellis.
listening to Phil Ellis, the comedian Phil Ellis. He does, who's one of the funniest guys on the circuit.
Amazing.
Got a very good
Amazing.
bit on the mice.
He does a great bit about mice, and that's Dom's learned everything that he knows about mice from
Phil
comedy,
Ellis.
which is hilarious because if something's not in a comedian's set,
I don't know.
It's-
Dom's not going to know about it until he sees someone doing a whole set about self-harm.
Yeah, he's
And he wouldn't-
any reference points.
He wouldn't watch it because it'd probably be a woman, and he wouldn't be listening.
Yeah, it's true. I listen
Until
to
that happens, he will still not know how to deal with
hang
his
on,
friends.
because a woman's going to listen to this now and she's going to go, yeah, Dom wouldn't listen to it. I listen to women.
Yeah, when they force you to listen to him.
Yeah, I'm going to back out of this conversation.
Yeah.
You don't. Well, you only listen to any comic if you have to be at the play. If they're on after you,
I like that. No, I stayed and watched Josh Weller. on
Josh
Saturday.
Weller, big up Josh Weller.
Yeah. And some other people.
Well, there we go. So we've griped. We've got a mouse. We're working out. I'd like to close by saying,
What about story time?
yeah. We're not closing the podcast.
Oh,
We've
right.
got story time. Don't worry.
We're
There's
just
more
closing this
time for
section.
you. Don't
I
worry.
thought that was it. I thought I was.
I just
enjoying
want to
this.
say about on the last thing about the mice. I said to Dom, clean the floor. We'll sort the kitchen out, and then buy a humane trap. And I did say humane trap. I had these traps
know what
where
that is, too.
it's a box. You put there's bait already in it for the mice. They smell it. They come in. The door collapses down and they can't get out. So you just got a mouse in a box. You go and put him somewhere, and he lives a good mousy life somewhere that's not your house. And Dom decided, because it was £2 cheaper,
£2
to
less.
buy something that I can only describe as the jaws of death.
Yeah.
Something that will crush a mouse's abdomen
Yeah.
into nothing, and it's black, right? And it's got teeth, huge teeth. This looks ridiculous. It's
Got red eyes. It's got
To be
red
fair,
glowing
though,
eyes.
Yeah, I think even makes noise. It's like, you will die, mouse. I will get you.
It's like Saw for mice.
It's like the Terminator.
It
Do
is.
you want to play a game? To be fair, any mice that's stupid enough to run into that probably deserves to die.
I hope we have stupid mice.
Yeah, it was called the Terminator.
That's terrible.
Thanks. I do want to say, though, I'm still a little bit convinced that I can kind of have a chat with them, sort it out. Because I managed to make friends with a pigeon the other
I know
day.
it's cold, man, but
At the
you
park.
can't come here.
I give it some food and that. There's 2 rules to training any animal. Is you have to give them food and be ridiculously stoned.
Dr. Doolittle over here.
So basically, we've either got kill the mice, all its children, and its entire extended family, which is Dom's one,
Yeah.
or Ethan, let's put a summit together, get a sit down, have a little tete-a-tete with the
treaty.
mouse.
Some cheese with a
Treaty.
cheese
Okay.
board. They eat cheese, don't they, mice? That's what traditionally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Let's have story time with Dom.
Story time with Dawn. Hanson's words.
Here we go. So, I was on a bit embarrassing for me, really, but they all are, I suppose. So I went on a night out in Bournemouth with my mate Adam. Good mate
Oh, this
Adam.
is a shit
And
start
we
already.
went to,
Night out
we went
in
to a
Bournemouth.
nightclub. Went to a nightclub called Cameo, which is the name of the nightclub. And so I went with it. I was walking through the club, and this girl slaps me on the ass randomly, and I was like, "Oh, that's nice, isn't
Cheeky.
it? Very nice looking girl." So I get chatting to her, gave my number, and then like half an hour later, she texts me saying, "I'm getting the taxi home. Do you want to come?" So I said, "Yeah." Went to meet the taxi. I paid for the taxi because I'm a gentleman. Went to hers. We slept together. Didn't really, and then we slept together, and then I left and went back to the club. Me and Adam carried on talking.
Paid for the taxi because I'm a gentleman. Then I shagged her and left and went back to the club.
No, we didn't have
You didn't really complete the
I'm
gentleman.
going to be honest, she couldn't talk English, so we didn't have
She
anything to
couldn't
talk about.
talk English?
She's Chinese.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so she couldn't speak English.
So at least you're not racist.
I think fucking them's not.
Well, she wanted to have sex with me. It was a mutual decision.
Okay,
she didn't
cool.
want me to be there.
So what happened after that?
So then everything's fine. Me and Adam go back to our B&B, and in the morning he gets an Instagram message from this random girl, and it says, "Do you want to come over?" Right, and it was at like 2 a.m. And look at the picture, and I go, "Isn't that the same girl?" But she didn't have my Instagram or she had my number. That was it. And then he says, "Didn't you go out with a mate last night?" And she said, "Yeah, he was shit. Can you come over?"
Awesome. She knew enough.
Yeah,
She
he
knew
was
enough
shit.
English, didn't she?
But she did like some kind of. She did some, like, some
Just
kind of.
learned that. Studying a Duolingo.
How do you put weak cock game? How do you...
And he went, and I just sat in the car.
Did he?
Yeah, of
you
course.
sat in the car and was like,
No, I just sat in the car. Yeah, at the same house I was at the night before.
wow.
Why
left
did you
my-
even ask her?
Why did you drive him over?
Because I was like, "Isn't that
Just
the
to
same
confirm
girl?"
if it was the same girl.
Because we thought it was funny. Yeah.
I love how he was like, "Oh, didn't you sleep with my mate?" She's like, "Yeah." He's like, "All right, let's
Cool.
go." Great, just wanted to check. That's
yeah,
all.
because he was shit. Because I'm all right.
I thought he was asking her so that he could be like, "Actually, no, I don't really want to like sleep with the same person that my mate slept with like 12 hours ago
Yeah.
or 6 hours ago or whatever it is."
Yeah.
But he decided to jump in your grave.
I don't mind, but I just thought it was funny how she was like, "He was shit. Can you come over?"
Wow.
And I was
Wonder what she's up to now.
pretty, doing the same thing.
Well, do you
But
think
she
she's
didn't
a
have my
serial...
thing. Is I wasn't with him when she slapped me in the ass. He was in the toilets. I don't know how she saw him, or I think she must have typed my number into Google. Instagram comes up. I have no idea how she knew who he was.
Interesting, you know.
She typed your name into Google.
I don't know. No, she didn't even know my name. I didn't know her name. She didn't know mine.
Well,
That's the thing.
They are sneaky, aren't they?
And then she messaged me about 6 months.
Women are sneaky.
She messaged me about 6
No,
months.
It's not sneaky.
They're always
Sneaky.
listening.
That's it.
They're
No,
always
because like my girlfriend, she can find out where
Women.
you live, who all your family members are. She
Have
can
them
find
killed.
out. Yeah, she can have them killed, bury the bodies, and claim all your stuff.
But this
you
girl
know,
had
write a
no-
will,
she had
claim all your
nothing-
stuff. all in an hour of meeting you.
But she had nothing to go off. She didn't know my name. All she had was my number. That is it.
Yeah, exactly.
And
That's what I'm
some of
saying.
my- and
If
some of my-
anything, they should probably, I think there should be more women acting as like spies or
I think there
intelligence
probably is
service.
quite a lot.
How would you
I think
know
we
if
should
there
have
were?
all women. Well,
Because they're spies, mate.
she'd be called Jane Bond, wouldn't she? That's why
Jane Bond.
yeah. There were more of them.
All
must
this
have been
girl,
done.
all this girl had to go off was my number and some of my cum.
Right, nice.
She had that to go off.
Yeah, testing it.
She had that to go off,
Hattonwoods.
but nothing to get off.
Yeah. Hey.
Gosh, you probably fingered
you're
yourself when I
rubbish.
left. I would
Yeah.
have.
Well, there we go. Story time with Dom. Another wholesome and
Point at your penis. Anyway, go on.
another wholesome and meaningful story from the Dom Hattonwoods archives. What are you pointing at?
He just went like that. I said, "What are you doing? Pointing at your penis?" And he just did it to you.
Yeah.
I didn't think you'd do that to
There's
you.
nothing there.
Yep.
I got rid of it yesterday. I'm a Ken doll. Good one. I don't think we have any listener questions, unfortunately.
So we've got a compliment though from
wonder whether-
from my good mate Vince.
Oh yeah, what did Vince say?
He said he watched the clip about the synchronized wanking and he thought really enjoyed it.
Did he do an impression of you?
No, he does all the time. If he speaks as someone, he speaks as that person's voice. He doesn't speak in his voice.
Oh, can he do me then now? No, he's heard me.
I could
Oh,
give him a ring
that's-
if you want.
That's terrifying.
I'd like that.
So there's somebody walking around going, "Yeah, mate, I work in a deli."
No, I don't think he's ever done any.
Is that happening?
He did an impression of because you were doing like the voice, the little, he did
Yeah.
that, but he didn't do your voice. I don't think your voice is distinct
I'm
enough.
terrified.
No, it's
of
not.
meeting him.
I believe that no one can do an impression of me.
Because my voice isn't distinct, but I shout, on my videos, I shout high pitch, so that's what you can do an impression of.
What do you mean? You mean this? Result:
So-
free drugs.
Yeah. Oh dear. And I don't have enough. No one, like, you couldn't sing as your voice, could you?
I used to do ketamine.
I did. And then I went to girls and they told me.
Helmets. That's one.
I've never said helmets.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
helmet.
have. Helmets.
He's just seen something happen in the future. You should do something about helmets.
Yeah, I've got that power.
Yeah.
I feel like this has petered out.
Yeah,
It was really good though.
it's good.
Until this point.
Oh
so.
god, yeah. Well, that's why we're out of gas.
We can cut it out. Yeah, we
been
can
going
cut
hard.
this bit.
There's no listener questions. So all I've got to say is tonight is the award ceremony for the Northwest Comedy Awards. Alex
Are you gonna
Camp,
go?
Best Alternative Act nominee.
Is it a place?
It's at the Frog and Bucket.
Are you going?
That place gives me anxiety.
Me.
Yeah.
Well, I'm doing the early show at Creatures, then I might go afterwards.
Okay.
But then I'm doing the late show as well, so I'll have a small window.
Alex Camp. Let's go.
You should
well,
go because
yeah, we
Mick
should
Ferry presents it. It's very funny.
Awesome. That's yeah.
What about Joe Coy? Isn't Joe Coy doing it?
Who's that?
You don't know about Joe Coy?
No.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Last year, Freddie Quinn paid someone to go down in a gimp costume to take the piss out of people. There was just someone that. Were you there last year?
Oh, I would do that, by the
Were
way.
you there
Freddie,
last year?
If you're hearing this.
How
Well,
much?
Were you there?
No, I didn't go.
Yeah, there was
last
just
year.
someone in a gimp costume. He gave him 50 quid to go down.
Result.
And then he goes, because he doesn't like Adam Rushton, he says, heard there was a gimp at the Comedy Awards last night, but he puts a lot of effort in to organise it. Adam Rushton's a gimp.
Here we go.
But if he could book me, that'd be great. So thanks, Adam.
Okay, we're going to say goodbye now. Thank you and tune in next time.
See you later.
But
Bye, guys.
subscribe and that.
See you later,
Subscribe
Chris.
it. Subscribe.